Hi, hello, good morning. I welcomes you for the today's session about physical world. In this session, we are going to discuss the definition of science, physics, force, and we also discuss about universal forces, technology and physics relation, scientists and their contributions. Also, we are going to discuss law of conservation. Let's see what is meant by science. What is the definition of science? Science is a systematic and organized attempt to acquire knowledge about the surroundings through observations, experiments, and verifications. Here we are discussing about the definition of science. What is science? Science is a systematic and organized attempt for what? To acquire knowledge about the surroundings. Our surroundings knowledge we are acquiring, gaining by the systematic and organized manner. By what? How? Through the observations, through the experiments, through the verifications. So this is about the science. Science is a systematic and organized attempt to acquire knowledge about the surroundings through the observations, experiments, and verifications. This is science. We know that one science is many branches. We have biological science, we have chemical science, we have mathematical science, we have material science, we have nanoscience. Similarly, physics is also one of the branch from the science, one of the branch from the science. What is scientific method? In science, whatever method we are using, that method is called as the scientific method. Scientific method is several interrelated steps are involved. The scientific method is involved with the several interrelated steps, and some of the steps are systematic observations, reasoning, mathematical modeling, theoretical prediction. Scientific method is having several interrelated steps. In that one we have few, that is systematic method, systematic observation, reasoning, mathematical modeling, theoretical prediction. These are the few of the steps are involved in scientific method. Let's see what is physics. This is the life of every human being in the world. So without this concept of the physics, there is no our life. So that is the greatness of this subject, the king of all subjects. It is also known as king of all subjects. Let's see what is physics. Physics is the study of basic laws of nature and their manifestation in the natural phenomena, in different natural phenomena. The study of nature and its properties is called as physics. Here I am taking another definition, that is physics is the study of basic laws of nature and their manifestation in different phenomena. Physics is the study of basic laws of nature and their manifestation in different natural phenomena. So, what is the relation between physics and technology? Natural phenomena means what? Twinkling of the star. So, here, how the science, physics, and technology related. Here, the technology which we are using for our comfortable, that will be the technology, the gorgeous electronic device, the computer, TV, mobile, laptop, everything belongs to the part of the technology. And here, the technology steam engine we are taking. In the steam engine technology, which physics lies involved, that is laws of thermodynamics. A nuclear reactor for the production of power, which physics lies involved? Control, nuclear fission. Control, nuclear fission. In radio and TV, which physical phenomena, physics phenomena is involved? That is electromagnetic waves. In computers, digital gates. In lasers, that is What is the full form of the laser? Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Production of magnitude, high ultra magnitude OLEs. So here we can see fields that magnetic fields, that is it. So we have rocket propulsion, electronic generator, hydroelectric power is involved with the conservation of energy into electrical energy. Similarly, aeroplane, it is involved with the Bernoulli principle, that is physics law. Aeroplane is a technology and the law is related of physics is Bernoulli. Both scientists conduction, trapping and cooling atoms. So computers, digital gates. So that's we like fiber. So these are the technology devices. So you can take lasers, this light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, and your optical fiber. In the optical fiber device, what principle of physics involved, that is total internal reflection of light. So this is about the relation between technology and physics phenomena. You can check later this table. Then scientists and their contributions. You know very well Archimedes. What he discovered? Here Archimedes he discovered the principle of buoyancy. Archimedes it is the principle of buoyancy. Galileo law of inertia. Christian Huygens wave theory of light. Isaac Newton universal law of gravitation. Michael Faraday electromagnetic induction. Maxwell electromagnetic theory. Hedge generation of electromagnetic waves, Bose radio waves, Röntgen X-rays, Thomson electrons. Albert Einstein explanation of photoelectric effect, that means theory of relativity. Like that we have scientists are contributed many things to the world, mainly based on physics. So that this is you can see later. And one more most important thing is C.V. Raman. We are from India. He received the Nobel Prize in 1930 for his invention of Raman effect. Then what is force? The push or pull of an object with mass that causes it changes its velocity. So the push or pull of an object with mass causes change in velocity. So the velocity changing by pushing, by pulling of an object with mass is called in a property that will be called as the force. We know that one, the units of the force is what? Newton. So here you can see here the push or pull of an object is called as the force. What are the fundamental forces in nature? So here we have four fundamental forces in nature, and that one is gravitational force, electromagnetic force, strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force. Let's see what is gravitational force. The gravitation force is the natural force of attraction between any two objects by virtue of their masses. The first one is we have four universal forces. In that one, first one is about the gravitation force. What is gravitation force? The gravitation force is the mm, mutual force of attraction between any two objects by virtue of their masses. Virtue of their masses. Mutual attraction between two objects is called gravitation force. It is a universal force. It plays an important role in the formation and evolution of stars, galaxies, etc. It plays an important role in the formation and evolution of stars, galaxies, etc. You can see the figure. The apple is falling. There is a mutual attraction between the apple and the earth. This will be called as the gravitational force. This is apple and this will be earth. Next one is about the electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force is the base force for the structure of the atoms and molecules. For the atoms and for the molecules, we need a structure. For that structure, we need a force, and that force is called electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force. Gravity is always attractive, but here, the gravitational force. Electromagnetic force may be attractive or repulsive. Gravitational force is about the wire, and because of this force effect in this wire, the current is generated, and that will be current in a wire. And this will be this north pole and south pole component are known as magnetic field. Coming to the third one, strong nuclear force. What is strong nuclear force? The strong nuclear force binds proton, neutrons in nucleus. In nucleus, we have proton and the summation of proton and neutron is called as nucleus. So in the nucleus, the proton and neutron will be binding by a particular force, and that force is called as the strong nuclear force. This is the strongest force of this is strongest of all fundamental forces and about 100 times stronger than electromagnetic force. 100 times stronger than electromagnetic force. It is charge independent force. It is charge independent force between proton between neutron between proton and neutron. Its range is very small, that is 10 to the power of minus 15 meters. Coming to, so this is about the proton and this is about the neutron, and your proton and neutron binding together because of the strong nuclear force. Coming to the last one, that is the fourth force, weak nuclear force. This force appears only in certain nuclear process such as beta decay. In beta decay, this forces appear, and this force is called weak nuclear force. These are the weaker than strong nuclear, and these are the weaker force than strong nuclear and electromagnetic force, but stronger than gravitation force. It is also short range force, and the range is 10 to the power of minus 16, that is 10 to the power of minus 50. Strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force is 10 to the power of minus 15. So this is about the figure of the weak nuclear force. What is the strongest and weakest force in nature? You can see here from this table. Strong force is what? That is strong nuclear interaction force is a strong force, and its range is 10 to the power of minus 15. As we discuss here, it is a short range force. Affects proton and neutrons only. Affects proton and neutrons only. Next, second one is electromagnetic force. It is a strong force and it is infinite range. Its effect moving charges or static charges. Third one is about weak nuclear force interaction. It is weak and its range is 10 to the power of minus 16. Not 16, it is 10 to the power of minus 13 to 16, you can take, and this affects all the particles. And the last one is about the gravitation force. It is a very weakest force, and its range is very infinite range, and the particles it's affect the particle mass. And finally, what is the Discovery of C.V. Raman. Why he received the Nobel Prize? C.V. Raman discovered Raman effect. What is Raman effect? It deals with scattering of light by molecules of a medium. It deals with scattering of light by molecules of a medium. It deals with scattering of light by molecules of a medium. So the molecules are scattered in a medium with the help of the light, then that will be called as a Raman effect. When they are excited to vibration energy, when the particles are scattering, the particles are scattering because when they are reached to the excitation and vibration energy levels. What is the contribution of S. Chandrasekhar to physics? Chandrasekhar, he discovered Chandra limit. He worked on structure and evolution of stars. Structure and evolution of stars. He worked on structure and evolution of stars. Chandra limit, which is about the black holes. And the conservation laws. Last one is what? Conservation laws. During the process of change, certain physical quantities in fact remain constant. Any physical change, any process happening in that physical process or any other process, the physical elements remain constant. During the process of change, certain physical quantities in fact remain constant, and that will be called as the conservation. So here we have few of the example: law of conservation of mass, law of the conservation of momentum, law of conservation of energy. Let's see what is law of conservation of mass. The total mass in a closed system is constant. The total mass in a closed system, Mi is equal to Mf. That means what? Mass of initial of a system is equal to mass of final, and this will be called as the law of conservation of mass. Next, momentum. The total momentum of an isolated system is constant. In an isolated system, the initial momentum Pi and final momentum Pf, if both are remain constant, and that will be called as the law of conservation of momentum. Third one, total energy of an isolated system cannot change. So energy remains zero and it won't be changing, and that will be called as the law of conservation of energy. And briefly, law and dividing mass of the ball and the total mass of the pieces remain constant, and this will be called as the conservation of mass. You are taking a particular ball and the mass of this ball before